the male-female alleged wage gap. If it really were true that in the United States, women only get paid 88 cents a man for the same work, so how come all the firms that are run by greedy capitalists aren't hiring just women? Why can't women who see this, it's so obvious, then why don't they start opening businesses to at least pay their female sisters 95 cents to them? You know, so it's
or 89 cents for that matter.
Right. And of course they would then respond and say, well, it's because of and they push the sexism back into the system. It's an insidious term because they use racism or sexism as the bad thing to taint it.
It's unbelievably insidious. Right. And that's partly why I wanted to have this discussion. It's like, is it systemic? That's the issue. Not is it racist? Yeah, there's racism. No kidding. There's all sorts of arbitrary stupidity. No one debates that. But systemic means central tendency. What is the central tendencies of our psychological motivation as individuals and the central tendency with regards to how we organize our societies? We need to make a counter argument to the proposition that it's the blind application of power, which I think is not only a weak argument, I think it flies in the face of the truth. It's an anti-truth because people don't organize their social institutions on the basis of exploitative power. It's not even very efficient to do that.
Right.
Because people aren't incentivized when they're tyrannized.
And so, yes, I've heard your lectures coincides very nicely with Mises' work. When you say, yes, there are hierarchies, but they're not based merely on pure power. There's some merit involved, or sometimes there's merit. And that's what Mises says. They refer to like the cotton king or the barons of industry. And he said, in a market economy, the people who are at the top, the John D. Rockefeller, why was he on top? Because he delivered kerosene at much lower prices than his competitors did.
And the same thing can be said for Walmart and for Bill Gates, for that matter. Gates bundled software together and sold it for like 1/10 the price of his competitors, and he just wiped them out. And it happened very, very rapidly.